22, 23, 24, 25. I really just picked up 25 pieces of paper. Well, that's how many we're going to make. So this is my best-selling zine from when my shop was open last year. And I wasn't planning on making any more of these because I got really tired of folding this one-pager. But I was invited to go to the Small Press Fest downtown. It's tomorrow. So I feel like this is the zine I need to print out and make sure I take several copies with me for tomorrow. So we're going to print some out, and I'm going to go ahead and just throw some in my Etsy shop for fun. What? Well, it looks like somebody's out of ink, and it's me. Luckily, I was prepared. I already have some more ink for this printer, but I'm not sure if I remember how to do it. Now you can watch me struggle. There we go. I don't think anything makes me more angry than a tear here place that doesn't actually tear. Here's what it looks like inside. I'm gonna let it do its thing. This Brother printer, the only thing it does is print, and it does it really, really well. And I don't think I will ever buy a combination gizmo like that ever again, because when it does a little bit of everything, it does all of those things crappily. And buying a really nice scanner and being gifted a really nice printer really made zine making faster and less irritating. I'm gonna let her do her thing. She's got to recalibrate and junk, and then we'll come back to actually printing the zines. This is just the reality of it. Okay, children, let's try this again. What the round 3. Holy shit, a zine. Here, we have it. Oh my god. So I'm not gonna spend the whole day folding all of these copies. I'm gonna fold a couple and then take them to the Zine Fest, and some of my students will be there and I can show them how to fold them, and maybe they'll fold a couple and help me out, because I really said I wasn't going to make one-page zines anymore. You wanna see the puppy? You want to come in and learn about zines? Okay. Sorry, this is a mess, but October is the busiest week of school, so I am in my they get what they get era, you know? No offense. Here. You want to sit over here with me? No, I want to sit directly on top of you. This is Jackie Daytona. We named him after Laszlo's alternate identity in What We Do in the Shadows. He's a little distractible. My apologies. He's just a little puppy. Doesn't know no better. He's gonna play with his toy now, of course. So the first thing I do is I fold it in half, and then I'm gonna fold it in half again towards the center on both sides, and then I'll unfold it and fold it in half this way. When you're doing this part of the process, it's honestly better to not get a really crispy fold, because when we actually fold it into a book, some of these folds that we made are not going to want to line up exactly right. It's just how paper is. And so it's better if you have a really good guideline, but you don't go through and like make everyone crispy just yet. You can do that after we've folded it into a book. So the next thing I'm going to do, got my eights. They're not quadrants. What are they? 8 vols. I've got my 8 vols, 8 eightrants. Got my 80s, my eightnesses, and I'm going to fold it in half like this. Do it like that. Oop. And then I'm going to cut, but I only want to cut these two, not all the way to the end. If you cut all the way to the end, you cut it in half, and that is bad. All right, so you've got the little mouth. So now I just fold it in half long ways and then make this diamond shape out of the middle where that cut is. And then I just kind of start squishing it into a book. I know that's not real specific, but you'll know it when you see it, because you know what this is supposed to look like because you made it. And you're smart people. You will figure it out. So this is the front, right? So I want to make sure everything else is in line with the front. And it just kind of takes some finagling. But see what I mean about how like it doesn't exactly line up? That's okay, because now you can line it up the way it lays down the best, and then you can make your folds really crispy once it's all laid down, and you'll have a nice book shape book. Like this back page, it's kind of like lumpy here. So I'm just going to make sure my crease on the spine area is good, and then pull everything out away from the spine to flatten it. And now I have nice crispy edges on the whole book like that. So even though I love having a zine that is small enough to hold in the palm of my hand, it is great. Having several one-pagers that did really well on Etsy became really difficult to keep up with because I had to fold all of these. And for some reason, it feels a lot more time consuming than just having a day where I print out zines, fold them once, staple them, and trim them to the right size. So what I think is going to be better, since this is still really good information, I think what's going to work better for me is to, one of these months when I decide to purchase InDesign again to print out some stuff, reformat it into a 5x7 zine. That way the print doesn't have to be itty bitty. And then I can add some stuff, like include some more stuff to it and make it a little bit more robust, and still offer this information that people have really responded well to. This zine, I've definitely sold more copies of it than anything else. I've sold hundreds of copies of this. So I really appreciate what it's done for me, but at the same time, I'm ready to make it into something else. You want to learn about zines, little buddy? This is called Why Should I Make Zines? Jackie, I think you would be really good at making zines. You don't agree? Well, let's see if I can convince you. So the first part is called What the Heck is a Zine? This is my least favorite question, and it's also the one I'm asked the most frequently. The reason I hate this question is because there isn't really a good short answer. As soon as you try to define what a zine is, you find yourself excluding someone who's definitely making zines, but they don't fit your exact definition. For me, what makes a zine is that it is small press, often copied and distributed by the person who made them. But traditionally, zines are a way for people to get their ideas out there when publishing companies said the ideas were too niche or controversial or generally unmarketable for some reason. So zines were a way for members of fandoms to communicate with each other, as well as a way for marginalized people to get their voices heard. So once again, zines are a lot of different things to different people, and they still serve both of these purposes. And you don't have to choose. Check out what other people are doing, but don't spend more time looking at zines on the internet than you do actually making zines. Why should you bother making zines and then giving them away for free? Zines will go out to a smaller audience, which means you can use them as an opportunity to play around with new ideas without having to go all in with your wider audience. Zines let your brain breathe. And people love getting zines. You make them to give away to your friends and family or other artists you like, and they will love you forever for it. And if you share them on Instagram, you should tag me. Okay, Jackie? I don't think he's listening anymore. But you should make a zine, and if you do make a zine and you want to share it on social media somewhere, you should tag me in. And I want to see it. I want to see your zine. So when I wrote this, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. It just sat in a document on Google Docs for a long time. But then eventually I started trying to make a one-pager on InDesign. So I looked at the text for the first time in a while and edited it really quickly, and then just dropped it in the template I made on InDesign so that I could do some test prints and make sure that I'd made the template correctly so everything was spaced out, so I could just print it on one sheet and fold it, and everything would be on the page that it needed to be on and not bleeding over onto another page. And so part of figuring out how to make that template was making this zine. And a lot of my zines are like that. I decide that I want to try something new, and so I just have to start making it, and I kind of figure it out along the way. And it usually doesn't work out the way I'm planning. Whatever my original idea was, usually once I start physically doing it, it's not the way that I thought it was going to be. But that's where creativity comes in, and you start making good choices just based on problem solving, right? So, I don't really have like rules for how to make something like this. My advice to you would be just to open up a program, or just start writing by hand, or you can put it in a document and print it out and then copy and paste it onto a piece of paper and then copy that piece of paper. I've done that before too. So if you don't have a program that allows you to arrange text really simply, that's something that you can do. You can just put it in a Google Doc, print out the Google Doc, and then cut and paste it physically onto a piece of paper, and then copy that piece of paper. That's how I did my Carly Rae Jepsen zine back in the day. You might have to print out a couple test copies to get it the way it needs to be for you to make a good template or a good zine, but that's all part of the process as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, you're loving it? You're just loving it. Yeah, you're such a good boy. So I think we're going to try to fold a couple more of these. And I got some new scissors to put in my zine kit. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below so you can check it out. Anyway, that's it for us today. Hope you're having a good weekend and you're making something cool. I will see you next week. In the meantime, keep making and do it yourself. You're not in a mood for story time, huh? Oh my. Ah! But I love you. Yeah, now's not the time. Now's the time to play. Now's the time to play. We'll come back to it whenever you're feeling sleepy, okay? Yeah, it'll be a nice story time for you now. Okay. Okay.